How you doing? I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. Today's question is, do I regret quitting drinking alcohol? You know, this is not a question that I get asked very often, but I'm glad somebody asked it. When I first stopped drinking, I was probably 60 pounds overweight. I had a really bad BMI. I was drinking horrible levels of alcohol, nasty. You know, there was just so many things that were going wrong in my life. So, you know, for me now to say, do I regret quitting drinking alcohol? The easy answer is to say no, never. I never regret it, ever. You know, that's the easiest thing to say. I regret starting. Definitely regret starting alcohol drinking at all those years ago. I regret not stopping 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. I regret that. Do I regret quitting alcohol? You know, what's to regret about it? You know, why would somebody ask this question in the first place? That's probably the best place to start this. I get where you're coming from, you know, to ask that. I was the same thing when before I stopped drinking permanently. It's a bit breezy out this morning. Before I quit drinking permanently, I was looking for any excuse not to stop. I was looking for any excuse to carry on, at least small amounts, you know, at least to still have my crutch in my life, right? I was looking for any excuse. And, you know, this is where people, they fall down, where when you're looking at alcohol literature and stuff, and you put up online, is alcohol dangerous? Is alcohol bad for you? Alcohol moderation. You're always going to find plenty of articles, videos of people that just take alcohol drinking as normal. I was watching a video yesterday about the effect of alcohol on the human brain from the perspective of a neuroscientist, and it was this young girl in her 20s. I'm not sure if she was dressed in a lab coat, but she was stood behind a bar, and she was talking about, you know, she was apparently a neuroscientist, and she was talking about alcohol while she was downing one shot after another, and beers as well. You know, she was slowly getting drunk, and it was just such a bad representation of bad viewpoint to give out to young people. This is fun to do. This is something that you should be doing. You know, she was saying your body can only handle 1 unit of alcohol per hour, right? 1 unit of alcohol per hour, she was saying, so keep it down to 1 drink. Now 1 drink could be a large pint of wine. You know, there's no definition on what 1 drink is. You know, 1 unit of alcohol is very specific. It's the equivalent of 1/10 of a bottle of wine. It's the equivalent of half a pint of medium strength beer, right? So, you know, this was just, I mean, this is the kind of nonsense that gets put out. You know, this is the kind of nonsense where people say you can drink 4 units of alcohol per day. Now, the British government now at the moment, the NHS, the National Health Service, they say that there is no minimum safe level of alcohol consumption, right? So, you know, like I say, I understand where you're coming from in this. I understand that, you know, you might want to say, well, you know, what are the benefits? There must be some benefits. There must be some of the things that you miss. The only thing that I miss from drinking alcohol is the crack that we used to have in the pub sometimes. And that's nothing to do with the alcohol. It was all to do with how the bar was set up, how these things are set up in order to attract people in. You know, if you just have a bar and there's nothing going on, there's no music, it's just walk into a quiet bar And it's not as appealing as something that's got music on, it's got sports maybe on the background, that's got friendly staff, that's, you know, everything is normally laid out so that you have a friendly, happy time when you're in there. Or this is the idea, is to try and attract people in. Nice atmosphere, very laid back, not too bright lights, comfy seating, you know, friendly bar staff smiling at you. The times that I used to enjoy most was when they had the traditional Irish music on in the background. You know, and everyone was whooping and hollering along with the music and the musicians. And that was fun, but it was nothing to do with the alcohol. I could walk into a bar now and I could still enjoy the atmosphere. The only thing I wouldn't enjoy would be all the drunken people around me. So that's the only thing that I really miss, because I can't find that anymore without going into that and having the other side of that drunken atmosphere, which I don't want. You know, people bashing into people being so loud that you can't hear anything else, you can't hear yourself think, you know. I remember going into discos years ago and the music was that loud that, you know, you couldn't talk to each other. But why would you want to talk to each other in places like that? You know, when people are drunk, you know, what's the conversation about? Nothing. So at the end of the day, I've no more hangovers, I've no more health worries from that perspective. I'm fitter than I've been in a long time. I'm not wasting my time or my money on that kind of stuff anymore, on alcohol. I'm earning a lot more money now than I used to do because I don't drink anymore, and because the energies and the time, the money that I've saved from not drinking over the past 5.5 years, I've put into doing something else, something productive, which is now reaping rewards, reaping benefits, you know. There's nothing that when I look at what I've got now and I look back at what I had then, you know, external shit, right? That's all crap. Internal stuff is what matters. You know, the confidence, the self-control, the feeling of gratitude, the feeling of just contentment in life, you know, getting up every morning, feeling good about getting up every morning, having a plan of what I was going to do today, having a plan of what I'm going to do this week, this year, you know, planning what I'm going to do next year, figuring out those things. Where would I be? I'd go back to that shit life that I was working before? Nah. You know, when you're in that life, the amount of times I thought, now what's the point of this, you know? The amount of times I thought, woke up during the middle of the night, my heart beating out of my chest, sweating, shaking, because of the amounts of alcohol that was, you know, the numbness was wearing off me, but the effects were kicking in big time. And I thought I was going to die during the night. Miss that? Regret that? Never. You know, and no matter what way I look at this, you know, even if I look at it from a moderation point of view, even if I could moderate, what's the point of moderating and having what? For what? You know, it just doesn't make any sense to me. You know, drinking 1 pint a week, 1 pint a night, whatever. So I regret nothing. You know, as I said, the only regret that I have is that I didn't do it sooner. The only regrets that I have are that I didn't stop drinking at the beginning, at that first drink when I thought, this tastes like crap. This tastes like, my first drink, I thought, this tastes like vomit. Tastes like what might come back up, not what's going down. That's one of my regrets, that I didn't stop then. You know, the best time to stop drinking alcohol was 10 years ago. The next best time is now. If you want help quitting drinking alcohol, I've got something that I think you're going to love. It's my new book, 10 Steps to Stop Drinking Alcohol for Good. If you download this, if you read it and apply the principles, I'm positive that you'll enjoy so many benefits from this, you know, so many benefits from not drinking alcohol anymore, period. Once you get alcohol out of your life, it becomes a foundation stone for everything else. It becomes a foundation stone for building the life that you want to live, right? I mean, you know, that's part of the vicious circle of drinking alcohol, is that you are slowly sinking down into a life that you don't want to live. Why can I not say that this morning? And when you're living the life that you don't want to live, you're not getting anywhere near your dreams. this is the thing that it sort of leads you back around to drinking again, and then you get into this vicious cycle of doing it over and over and over again. Stop the cycle, get off that particular bus and start doing something for yourself. As I said, I want to give you this book for free. All you have to do is click on the link down below this video to get started. Go over to alcoholmastery.com, click on the button, leave your best email address, and I'll send you out a free copy. As I said, I'm positive that you're going to enjoy this book and find it really useful. You know, there's loads of great stuff in there. In those tips, there's a lot of condensed information about all the stuff that I've learned over the last 5 years. So click on the link down below to get started, and I'll speak to you again soon. I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. Take care of yourself. Keep the alcohol out of your mouth. Onwards and upwards. Take care. Bye now.